Okay, Leo, this is your love and relationship reading for January 2018. Okay, so let's cut the cards and see what's going on. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch your 2018 yearly readings in my playlist. If you haven't, by all means check it out. So your first card is a Seven of Swords. Ace of Swords. For some reason, swords are Three of Wands, coming out very strong for you. It also happened in your 2018 reading as well. Ten of Wands. Death in reverse. I have a Ten of Swords. Whoa. The Battle of Wands and Swords here for you. I have a Knight of Swords. I have the Sun. And then a Two of Cups. Whoa. Epic battle. That's the first thing I'm thinking of. An epic battle of love. Swords and Wands, and then a couple major arcana, but then these swords and wands are going at each other here. You have four swords versus two wands. You've got two major arcana, the Sun versus Death, and then a Two of Cups. No pentacles at all. Wow. I mean, what you're looking at here, Leo, is just an epic, epic story. And remember, swords are usually the energy around the way we think, the way we perceive reality. Our judgments, our decisions. But it also addresses any anxiety, psychological issues as well, our paranoia, especially when it's reversed. So swords in the tarot have that reputation of being the most depressing element in the deck. But the thing about swords, it's also a little bit about communication as well. I'm getting a sense of someone that some of you have probably been dealing with even towards the end of 2017. Going into the new year. I get the feeling that some of you are still healing and recovering from someone who just was wrong on all counts. They lied, they cheated, and I'm definitely getting that vibe with the Seven of Swords and inflicting deep pain. And not only is there a battle between the swords and the wands, but you have two tens here in this middle row, Ten of Wands and Ten of Swords on either side of death. And so this challenge for you, Leo, and usually Leo, the lion, very strong, you're very courageous, you're very brave, you can be a diva, but Leo, you intend on taking the center stage here. Now, I don't see strength, which would be your significator, but you've got the Sun here, this heat and this light coming to the rescue here. You've finally made it to, you finally made it throughout the night, and now this glorious new day is coming with this Two of Cups. So yeah, an epic battle here. I think that you're going through some changes. You don't have a lot of major arcana cards, but I feel like this is more of a personal challenge for you, Leo, for those of you who have been betrayed and are dealing with the worst aspects of a toxic relationship that you could possibly deal with. And so Seven of Swords here, lying, deception. But this Ace of Swords, it brings truth. It brings clarity. It brings everything. It says, let's get it out in the open. Let's discuss this. And so after this Ace of Swords, countering this Seven of Swords, then we have your wands. We have your fire here. We are back to optimism and hope and expectations, good expectations for success. And it feels as if for some of you, you had a big sit down in a relationship. Someone lied to you and you have to you and this person have to have a sit down with this Ace of Swords. And then after this sit down or discussion, some of you feel like, okay, we're back on track. So this is past energy. But here, once again, more resolution. And I feel like there's still some fallout from someone's lying or cheating or keeping secrets or not really openly communicating with you. You've got a Ten of Swords, which is feeling overwhelmed or stressed out. And then this person you have a Ten of Wands, and this person has a Ten of Swords, which is loss of faith in the relationship, a loss of hope. And the Ten of Swords also means that things are getting as bad as they can get, but after that, you recover. You're able to heal. And just like death, the same thing. Death is sort of like a major card, but it says the same thing like the Ten of Swords, which is more like a pip card or a minor card. That both death and Ten of Swords are about going through a difficult change, a difficult event, but you come out on the other side redeemed. You come out on the other side innocent. You get a resurrection. So I think it's quite meaningful that the sun comes along in your future to say it's over, it's done, you made it. Okay? So these two tens next to death being the card in the major arcana of closure. And remember, the number 10 is also about closure and moving on. But death is in reverse because it means like there's still arguing, there's still fighting, there's still issues. Not everything has been resolved. And there's still going to be, what some of you might be experiencing in January is still a bunch of petty stuff, failure in communication, or just basically difficulty changing. If this is about closure, getting from number 10 back to 1 to close out the cycle, to move on with your life. It feels as if, yes, there will be a period where you'll feel like it never ends. For those of you getting a divorce or separation, there's still petty grudges and issues and a lot of back and forth here. So the fact that death, which is the ultimate card of endings, is surrounded by these two tens, the wands, which is about stress and feeling overwhelmed, and the 10 of swords, which is about betrayal and pain and just major setbacks. You're going to be working through a lot of long-standing issues here. And once again, it's going to be a hard blow, it feels like, if you're not trying to recover already. But when we get here to the future, this is interesting. You do have this Knight of Swords reversed. And I feel like this targets the person here who's lying, who's evasive, someone who has not been fully 100% responsible and accountable. It feels as if this person, in reverse, this Knight of Swords can represent a very vindictive person. Someone someone who's jealous, someone who's petty, someone who does hold on to grudges, someone who does lie, someone who's a player. And it feels as if this person, this Knight of Swords is showing up reversed, not just because this person is going to do something to hurt you, but it feels as if this person, it feels like this person is just going to be ignored or put aside here, and they're not going to like it. Because what happens after this Knight of Swords is an interesting transformation. The sun comes out here. The sun comes as if to vindicate you. The sun comes to give you strength and clarity and helping you see someone for who they are, seeing through their lies and all the pain and betrayal and issues and toxic energy that they've been bringing here, especially with death in reverse. It feels as if the sun is coming along to say enough with this. This is a shift to happiness, a conscious decision for happiness. And so after the sun, it feels like some of you are going to say, there's someone else that I want to meet. Or it feels as if a lot of bad communication is finally being resolved. And keep in mind, the sun, even if it's reversed, the sun is still very powerful. It's still very optimistic. And as I said, I saw this as a showdown between swords and wands, and it feels as if some of you Leos are just trying to hold your own and stop dealing with this person's pettiness and paranoia, and for some of you dealing with this person's obsessiveness. Some of you might be actually dealing with some real dysfunctional issues. But it feels like an important decision or some good news. There's going to be a positive event here that's going to sort of like put all of these issues back where they belong, in the past and over. And it feels as if you're going to be able to move on to a much productive, happier relationship with or without this person. Because for some of you, I feel like this Two of Cups comes along as a surprise. Never ever take for granted that love can happen anytime, anywhere when you're least looking for it. And I feel like this sun is going to be an important moment of transformation for some of you Leos who've been trapped in the same old toxic issues with someone. And then the sun comes along and puts different people in your life, puts you in a completely different situation, a living situation, a work situation. But I feel like the sun is going to be a definitive shift away from this toxic energy, a very happy event, something that is going to change the way you've been seeing yourself in this relationship, because I do get a sense that the fire has kind of gone out, pun intended, Leo. And so it's a matter of finally detaching from this person. So the sun has very special significance here in this reading, because you're dealing with a lot of darkness, you're dealing with a lot of hopelessness, a lot of negativity in the relationship. And for some of you, it's probably coming from a specific person that you really need to walk away from. So the sun is going to put you in that moment of transformation here, to where love is going to be possible for you. But I'm going to shuffle for an outcome card. So you have every reason to be optimistic, Leo. But it feels as if the tarot is giving you a little bit of advice, and that is keep it moving. Push forward. Don't hesitate. Okay. And then you have the Fool. So it's a new beginning for you, Leo. Especially as you head into February for Valentine's Day. I get the sense that for some of you, you're going to be, some of you might be able to get your relationships together. This person might actually get it together. But this Fool is about letting go and taking a risk and not being afraid to discover your destiny, follow your bliss. And I feel like if you feel, for some of you Leos, if you feel like your whole year has been a disaster as far as the relationship issue, you have a nice sequence of cards heading from your short-term future into your long-term future, meaning that better times are coming. But like I said, don't ignore the possibility that there's going to be a big transformation, for the same reason that death can be an event that brings closure and endings. The sun can bring this big shift or unexpected event into your life that will totally put you on a different path, that will bring a new optimism for love. And I think the tarot is saying take that chance. So, Leo, that was your reading. I look forward to a whole new year of reading for you, so I want to wish you Happy New Year. I hope your holidays are going wonderfully. My Grand Romany readings, some of you have probably already watched my playlist where I give 2018 predictions for all astrological signs. Those readings are still $30 for the holidays going into January. So I'm going to keep that special going for another month because a number of you have been requesting the readings. And because I'm on break, I'm opening up my schedule. So as you know, I'm not available on Wednesdays. I will definitely be available Wednesdays and for more hours during the week. So if you haven't made a booking and you've had some issues because the slots are always booked, you probably will not have a problem for the next couple of weeks. So thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you next month. And as always, I wish you love and light.